Other interesting political news, you have JD Vance on the Theo Von podcast with the highlight going viral. This comes straight from JD Vance's X account, in which he says, quote, Donald Trump has fundamentally reshaped the GOP and made it the political party for the working people. Had a great time talking to Theo Von about this and much more, which, again, in terms of marketing, Trump and JD Vance are knocking it out of the park, as the sports ball metaphor would ensue, because they're going on every single podcast and articulately, talking about their ideals and thoughts and opinions and policies. And not so much with Kamala. She awkwardly doesn't know how to open a beer. I'll never forget it. In terms of her top blunders, of not knowing how to open a beer has to be up there. There's just looking so disconnected from the common man. But I partially digress. Go ahead, I'll pull this up here. There's JD Vance. Oh man, what are you thinking? There's all good men. We always suit up, and yet he is wearing a button-up shirt. It's a white one. It looks pretty good. Probably freshly ironed. Pretty good. But no jacket. He's definitely playing it casual. Or I wonder if they shorten that nowadays to a vernacular of just cash. Let me know in the comments if you know.
Like, one of the things that President Trump has sort of been known for is bringing more working class people into the Republican coalition, right? It's, I think, one of the reasons why he's been very successful politically. If you look at like where Kamala is on the big pharma stuff, or you look at where she is on the foreign conflict stuff, she's like very pro-war. Or if you look at where she is on things like how do we put tariffs on goods that are imported from China so that you don't have the Chinese undercutting the wages of American workers, right? Or like the illegal immigration thing, like, yeah, it's about fentanyl and drug trafficking, but when you bring in millions upon millions of illegal immigrants who are willing to work under the table, that undercuts the wages of American workers, right? So our own people get poorer. And I don't have anything against the illegal immigrants themselves. I have something against Kamala Harris, who lets these people come in, but I want our people to be able, black, white, brown, whatever. I just want our people to be able to work for a solid wage. That doesn't work when you have people coming in like this.
Well, some of it is we have to have personal responsibility too, as people running companies, to not hire.
I agree.
Those people as well. And so you have to enforce that side of it as well.
I agree. You got to do both sides of it. I think we got to make it harder to hire illegal labor. We also ought to make it harder for illegal labor to come into the country in the first place. I agree both sides of it have got to matter. But I think that's actually why we're doing so much better among working people, is because they recognize, like, open borders are not good for me, right?
Oh,
fentanyl in my community is not
dude.
good for me. Like this stuff with pharma is not good for me. And so they have become more open to Donald Trump. And I think that's a very good thing, because I think, look, man, between Bobby Kennedy, me, obviously the president at the top of the ticket, I think we're going to have such a cool administration that's going to try to tackle the big things and not just govern along these bullshit slogans anymore. So, look, I hope that ends up being true, because I think we'll do a lot of good if we win. Like one.
Yep, that'd be nice to have politicians actually went beyond the cliche vernacular they always use, like, we need to get Americans back to work, and everyone says that, many things in fact, but they really get things done. Now, this was pretty valid. I got 864,000 views and 47,000 likes. Now, we do actually have some contrarian comments, so I'll keep it interesting. Craig Chamberlain says, quote, it's amazing to see how many bridges the Trump administration is building with competent people like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., and Elon Musk. I'm very excited to see the future of our country. Being 130, it's like 131, whoa, 133 likes, going up like a stock, though not a Boeing stock. We also have CC saying, quote, I do not identify as Republican or GOP. I'm a common sense Christian, conservative, capitalist American who desperately wants to MAGA forever our children and our grandkids. President Trump is the way. Thank you for joining JD Vance, getting 130 likes. We do have Art Candy creeping in the comment section again, which I don't want to say she's suspicious, or as you might say, sus. Her name is Art Candy, though she spells it Candee. And the emojis that she chooses to put in her name, which again in and of itself is really ridiculous, is popcorn, which is historically very buttery and salty, not sweet, not considered candy, as well as, oddly enough, water in a plastic cup with a straw, which, unless you're disabled, most people do not drink water from a straw. And also, water is not candy. So F- for marketing, Art Candy, a ridiculous name. Candy, almost as ridiculous as a name like Topping. Oh wait, I partially digress. But in all seriousness, she is a very prominent leftist. What is she? How many followers does she have? I'm a 111.3 thousand followers. Describes herself as a liberal pundit. And another friendly reminder. Let's see if we can. Well, statistically speaking, there's not a 0% chance we pass her in terms of followers overnight, but it's maybe 0.00003. It's not zero. Might happen. But I currently have about 500 followers. Hashtag The Topic Show on X Twitter. And she says, quote, "You're a venture capitalist and Donald Trump is a trust fund baby. Spare us the working class BS." Getting 1.8 thousand likes and 30 comments. Now, people respond to her. Blame it on Brenda says, "Commie Candy," getting 38 likes. Which is kind of silly in itself because commies don't get candy. They get nothing. Going down more and more. Let's see here. Black-based Sourceman says that's a Fed. Michelle says, "You obviously know nothing about this man's humble and tragic upbringing. He's entirely self-made, a true American dream." Getting 12. Let's make it 11 likes. Let's make it 12. Which I'm still kicking myself for not, but I will probably buy his book in a couple weeks just to add it to the roster on the shelf. Because it's funny, the whole world loved J.D. Vance with his story of rags to riches, and then as soon as he got into politics, they compared him to the worst evil men in history, and obviously he's evil and bad. Cliche, of course. Rachel Bittender says, "The political party for working people financed by billionaires," getting 114 likes, which that's also both parties. Both parties have billionaires that support them. I mean, I don't think that argument really holds any water these days, or in her case, water in a plastic cup. So I'm not sure about that because both sides have billionaires that support him on the left and the right. Now, in terms of big tech and that money, that's all on the Democrat side. Let's see. Paratrooper Brady says, "What a great interview. Trump Vance 2024, getting 85 likes. We also have Trace says, "I voted for Trump for the first time in my life," getting 54 likes. Gabe Roberts says, "Great episode. Vote Trump Vance," getting 16 likes. And again, I think these types of episodes, these types of interviews are really going to push another contrarian statement. Was this Trump Murphy? Of course, there's a picture of the Ukrainian flag, as well as the U.S. flag. That's pretty rare these days for leftists. And he has German vernacular, well, Nazi vernacular or imagery, but he photoshopped it, says it's GOP. Rudimentary, one step above Microsoft Paint competency, but did get 69 likes, which is ridiculous. You get 0 likes, but nevertheless. Let's see here. Scroll down more and more. TR says, "Great interview. Trump really did choose wisely on this one. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with this moment and keeping America on track with Trump once his term is over," getting 5 likes. Again, you see Trump and J.D. Vance going on a lot of these, podcasts, getting a lot more traction. I think he's really, especially libertarians, people politically in the middle, or people who feel politically alienated. I mean, there's only one side of political aisle going on these types of interviews where you don't have pre-screened questions and you actually have a long, coherent conversation. I'm thinking more and more people are going to appreciate that. But let me know in the comments. Do you think this is? I mean, Trump did a phenomenal job when he was on the Theo Vance podcast as well. And I think Theo Vance is, culturally speaking, is one of the most influential folks out there. Obviously, a hilarious comedian as well. I think a lot of people in the middle do watch his show. Let me know. Do you think the interview with J.D. Vance is going to push a couple more people to maybe vote for Trump and J.D. Vance in the upcoming election? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.